y'all doing? The mics work. Thank you all for coming out this afternoon. Thank you for swimming through this rain to come out today. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so humbled to be here with you. And brother, thank you. Jason, there's so many incredible folks in this room. I'm so blown away, and I don't want to hold you. Otherwise, I'd introduce everyone. Y'all know I'm a hugger. I got my vaccines, and I want to love on every single one of y'all. But the first thing I got to do is I got to tell you how proud I am as a father. The young prodigies, the real young prodigies. Come on, y'all. The real young prodigies. Go ahead and stand. Kaylin shy, she on the stage. Look, she's so used to me embarrassing her. I am so proud of you young leaders. You restore my hope. My daughter has been a part of Justice Now, which has been an effort with Jefferson County Public Schools to help our students become leaders in the community and to talk about how our fight for justice is about us advancing academically, but also taking that energy and that excellence out into the streets to push for the change we want to see. And when I was 13, I wasn't thinking about changing government. And to see these young trailblazers using their voice and their talent to fight for us across Kentucky, and because of their voice and their leadership, we have an ordinance that was passed here in Louisville, the Crown Act, to prevent discrimination. You can keep it. You can keep it. I am so blown away. This is why I am on my feet. So I got an announcement, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you for long. I won't delay it because I don't like those folks that are like, I got something special I want to tell you, but I got to tell you later. That's never really been me. But first, I do want to say that a lot of my former colleagues are here. Distinguished leaders in the legislature that fight for real change. I see a couple. If I start naming one, I'm gonna miss several, so I'm not gonna name. I see leaders in labor that are here. I know that my family, I see you, brother. We've stood on the front line together. We have fought for change together. I want to acknowledge you. And before I say anything about what we're gonna do to transform our future, I know that's what you want to hear. Let me love on these ladies, please. I am the luckiest person in the universe. I'm so fortunate to have incredible, strong Black women that believe in me, that love me when I didn't love myself. Miss Palmer, you remind me of my mama, a giant, someone that has sacrificed and in spite of the pain, to show strength, to put so much weight on your shoulders. Mama, thank you. Can I do that? Okay. And my much better half. I did not say enough much better half. As you can see, she is incredibly pregnant. At any moment now, I will have a few more grays in my beard. Look, I know it's gonna be tough on me when I get home, but that's okay. Tanisha, thank you for standing behind me. Thank you for showing me what beauty and grace and love and loyalty and compassion looks like. You've been holding my hand through all of this. I'm so grateful for you. And I mean this, y'all. You see my girls, and I told you about my wife. She's gonna give me a hard time about being super pregnant, but I'm just digging. So, we have two girls, and Any of y'all that are parents, you know that each child is like a mortgage. Uh, the best thing that ever happened to me, but they're so expensive. Which is why I support universal pre-K and child care. Um, and I thought we were done with two, but this last year that we've gone through, our city has gone through so much pain. We've been broken in a lot of ways. We've been pushed in a lot of ways. And I was raised in a church. My pastor helped to set the atmosphere. My mom is a minister, is assistant pastor, City of Refuge. I was taught in faith that you can give birth to new things. That when you're going through difficult times, you can give birth to change and new progress. And when we found out that she was pregnant, I understood. We're on the verge of doing something new in Kentucky, new in my life, in your lives. And when I asked my wife, could we name our next daughter? So I'm in a house full of women. Best thing that ever happened to me. Keep me in your prayers. Um, when I asked her, can we name this baby Justice? I wanted to do that because I want her life to be a tribute to what we're fighting for, because she was born out of some loss, Miss Palmer. She's coming out of some loss, and I want my life to be a part of the healing. And so I'm asking that you all wrap your arms around my wife as we get ready to bring this new baby into the world and give birth to some other things in Kentucky too. All right, I'm done. Okay. All right, so let me get to the announcement. I've been stalling. So as you all know, I launched an exploratory for United States Senate almost 2 months ago. I launched an exploratory not because I'm not sure about what I want to do, but because I come from the West End of Louisville. My family's from the West End. I see some of my family in here. You all are all my family. First of all, let me be clear. If you didn't know that, you've adopted me in. We're family. We're streaming this. If you're watching this right now, you are my family. You adopted me in. I look, I'm not a big problem. I do cause some good trouble, but I'll love on you. So, as we were preparing to go down this journey, and I understand that from the West End, like we get talked about. I was a director of Fish and Wildlife. I went all over Kentucky. Folks across Kentucky know what that feels like. They get talked at, they get talked about. No one ever listens to us. No one ever listens to the people of Kentucky. And in our politics, the politicians, they tell us what we deserve. They play games while we're struggling. They dismiss our needs. They ignore us. And so if I want to step into this space to fight for change, I can't do it without the people. So I launched this exploratory to say, are you ready? Do you believe we can stand together? I know we can, but do you? Kentucky, are you ready to deal with the structural challenges we face so that we can heal? What do you even want out of a U.S. senator? Has anybody ever asked you what you want out of your elected official? I want to change the narrative because you're too important. And so over the last couple of weeks, I've put out a survey asking folks how you feel, what are you thinking, what are your concerns, what are your ideas? Are you ready to stand with me? And y'all, the answer was a resounding yes. It was a yes, Rep. Donahue. It was a yes, Rep. Kulkarni. It was a yes. The answer was yes. The answer was yes because, and I think about we're heading into the 4th of July weekend. And if you all saw my launch video, I talked about freedom and how that has been the story that we lift up for our country, but freedom hasn't meant freedom for so many of us. And it's in this moment where we are preparing to move forward as a country, as a commonwealth. We're getting on the other side of this pandemic prayerfully. I wanted to make a declaration to you that I see you, I hear you, I'm accountable to you because I love you. And so today, on the shoulders of ancestors, with my granddad behind me, my grandma pushing me, my mama praying for me, an entire community standing locked arms with me. My name is Charles Booker, and I am running for United States Senate. And not only am I gonna run, we're gonna win. We're gonna win this race. In fact, we already won. It's raining outside, but we don't care about no rain. Rain doesn't stop a movement, Reverend. We are fighting for our future, even if we gotta swim through the storm to get to it. So if you didn't know who I'm talking about running against, let me explain to you why I was so interested. I was strongly considering this run against Rand Paul. Look, I would say don't boo, vote, but I understand the boos. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanted to evaluate this moment, and I'm running against Rand Paul, and I'm gonna beat Rand Paul. We're gonna beat Rand Paul. I'm on my feet right now to tell you these words, these powerful words about how we transform our future because I see him. Rand Paul, I see you. Now, wait a minute. If you from like where I'm from, like when you in trouble, your grandparents would say your full government name. Randall Howard Paul. I see you. I see you. But you don't see us. Rand Paul thinks we are a joke. He mocks us. Whenever he opens his mouth, he's mocking us. He's an embarrassment to Kentucky because he does not care. He literally does not care whether you live or die. That's a heavy thing to say. That someone that is in office, I ain't gonna say you elected because I know a lot of us didn't vote for this clown. But somebody that is in office, he's getting paid good money. He's supposed to represent you. He does not represent Kentucky. He doesn't think that's his job. He doesn't feel obligated to us. He's chasing conspiracies. He's playing with corruption. He's taking big money. He's selling Kentucky out. He really does not care about your life. If you're rationing insulin like I've had to do, he doesn't care. If your lights are getting cut off, he doesn't care. If you lost your job, he doesn't care. If you're facing injustice and crying out in the streets, he's mocking you. He definitely does not care. Kentucky is a step stool to Rand Paul. And this hurts me because you all are my family. I explained to you, you adopted me in. You're part of my big old family. And what I was taught is that when somebody comes at your family, you fight back. When somebody disrespects your home and your family, you fight back. And the reason why this moment is so important is because the Senate is powerful. Look, a lot of us are blocked from power. Our voices are silenced. Kentucky has been one of the most disenfranchised states in the country. It is particularly hard to be heard here. And when you are blocked from your power and you have people in office that are profiting from that, it makes it hard to see what's really going on. And so when we're fighting for change in communities like here in the West End of Louisville, in our city and across Kentucky, we're fighting on the ground and we're doing the work that we need to do. We're building programs even when no one supports us. We're advocating even if no one wanted to hear us. We're becoming young prodigies. We're showing what work looks like. We're loving on one another. We're lifting one another up. That's important. But there is a system that is shaping our environment, our community, our opportunities. And if you pick an issue, pick one: healthcare, access to voting, good paying union jobs, a clean environment, protection from discrimination. You pick the issue. You know who's holding it up, who's blocking it? The U.S. Senate. And we have someone in Rand Paul who is actively, now he doesn't think his job is to protect and represent you. He thinks his job is to stir dysfunction, to weaponize hate, and essentially dismiss Kentuckians altogether. And so if we want things to change, we have to do the work on the ground, but we also have to go into the halls of government where decisions are made. And we need to lead there. We need to lead for regular people. And I'm talking about folks that have lived the struggle, that have a testimony. Folks that know what it's like to go without eating, mama. Folks that know what it's like to have your lights cut off, that know what it's like to work multiple jobs, know what it's like to feel invisible and forgotten. People that understand what we're facing. We need folks like that to lead. That's been my testimony. I don't come from politics. I don't trust politicians. But I know that we need to be in the spaces where decisions are made. And so I'm going to do like my granddad told me. I'm going to step in there and I'm going to cause some good trouble. And I'm going to speak up for you. I'm going to represent the people of Kentucky from the hood to the holler and everywhere in between. We are going to build a better future because we deserve a better future. We're going to make freedom mean something, Miss Rhonda. We're going to make justice mean something. We're going to make independence mean something. We're going to make sure that nobody's door gets busted down ever again. We're going to make sure that everybody has health care, not just access, but you actually have it. We're going to make sure that everyone has clean air and clean water and a roof over their head and money in their pocket so you have financial freedom to make decisions in your lives. We're going to stand up for public education. We're going to protect our students. We're going to protect our children. We're going to invest in our communities. We're going to make sure Kentucky is on a pathway to wealth creation and ownership in every part of this commonwealth because you deserve it. You deserve it. And the Senate speaks to how we get there. As a lot of us are fighting about, how we build change on the ground, I'm asking you to take a hard look at how we can actually change the whole system so that nobody has to struggle. Nobody has to decide between eating and getting their prescription. This is America. We should not have to go through the impossible just to make it to the next day. Not when these wealthiest folks are going by with hardly paying anything in taxes. Not when we are giving money to endless wars, to a prison industrial complex. You know that Kentucky has nearly 20% of us are in poverty in Kentucky. And what we see in our government is the criminalization of poverty. We don't invest in our communities. Rand Paul doesn't want to invest in you. They'd rather throw us away. And so if we want justice in our streets, we need justice in Washington. If we want change across Kentucky, we need change in Washington. Okay, so that's why I'm going to do this, okay? Now, I need you all to understand something to help me spread the word on what this means, because I'm going to be very clear to you. I know that Kentucky has never had someone that looks like me or come from where I come from represent us in the United States Senate or in federal government at all. I know that. I need you to understand this moment that we're in. This is not just about winning a race. This is bigger than Rand Paul. This really is about how we change the trajectory of our future. I need you to take that in. And I'm going to tell you, I need you to take it in because Mitch McConnell is took it in. Rand Paul knows too. He acts stupid, but he knows. They are saying the quiet part out loud now. They are pulling off their mask and telling you how they really feel about the people of Kentucky. And I already hear it. I'm counting down the days before they say the N-word about me. I'm counting down the days. They're saying the stuff out loud now. They're weaponizing hate in such a gross way. So let's be clear about what we're up against as a Commonwealth. We have to beat hate. We're not just looking to beat Rand Paul. We have to beat hate. We have to beat division. We have to come together and stand in unity and love and hope and care. We have to rise up as family. And I hear the attacks already. There's a reason they want you to think I'm radical. They want to call me radical because they don't want you to know that they are not investing in our communities. They don't want you to know that they are ignoring you while you're falling off the cliff. They want you to think that the government working for you is a bad thing. They want to talk about defund the police because they don't want you to know that they're not investing in our cities, in our pensions. They're not making sure that we are safe. They don't care about community safety. They want to distract you from the challenges we're facing so they can keep laughing to the bank. It's funny, Rand Paul's been talking about reparations a lot. You know why Rand Paul's talking about reparations so much? Because he doesn't want you to know that your government has not been making sure you have justice, that your government has not been accountable to you, that the challenges you face have not mattered to them. Communities are being left behind. The fossil fuel industry has declined. I have stood on the tracks with miners that know that their livelihood is gone. These small farms across Kentucky where these families are working so hard, they're dealing with poverty, they're dealing with struggles. Rand Paul doesn't want you to know that we can fix that. Rand Paul doesn't want you to know that we can heal. So he wants you to be afraid. Kentucky, he wants you to be afraid of what's possible. And to be all the way honest, he wants you to be afraid of me. But you already know I'm your family because you adopted me in. And I told you I see Rand Paul. I know you see it too. The people of Kentucky see it too. We are not going to be led astray. We are not worried about the hate and the racism. We are ready to pull it up by the roots. We are not worried about the dysfunction and the division that they sow. We are standing together, locked arms, to fight for our Commonwealth. We are not worried about the lies and corruption because we are ready to lead ourselves. And so in this moment, as I prepare to run, I need you to run with me. I need you to stand with me. No matter where you're from the West End or from Eastern Kentucky, from Pike to the Purchase, no matter how much money you have in your pocket, no matter what you look like, what pronoun you use, whether you're walking or in a wheelchair, whether you were born here or whether you were born overseas, no matter who you are so important. Your voice matters. Your life matters. You matter, and I need you to stand with me, please. And I'm gonna do like my pastor. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna step down so I can get to work, because I'm immediately gonna get to work. A lot of people don't believe that change is possible in Kentucky. I'm gonna name that. I want to call that out. A lot of people across the country, and even a lot of us across Kentucky, are cynical about what's possible. You might even feel that way. I want you to know I understand. I understand why you may have lost hope. I understand why you might not believe that we could do something big in this moment in time in this Commonwealth. Because if all you've ever seen is corruption, if all you've ever seen are lies and deceit, if all you've ever seen are politicians who don't care about you, why would you expect things can change? I understand. I feel that too. But the one thing I know about the people of Kentucky, we are unstoppable. We are incredible. We are brilliant. We are hardworking. We are not those politicians that represent us in the U.S. Senate. I believe in you. I believe in us. I know we're ready. We're going to prove the doubters wrong. If you believe we are going to prove them wrong and make history, her story, their story, our story, let me hear you say yeah. Oh, wait. If you think we're ready to prove the doubters wrong and make history, her story, their story, our story, let me hear you say yeah. If you believe Kentucky is ready to transform our future, let me hear you say yeah. If you know our time is right now, if you're ready to fight,